Hi there, welcome to Square. The Indian government just announced an economic package of 20 lakh crores. It's the biggest economic package in the history of the country. It is 10% of our entire GDP, and it's as big as the GDP of Pakistan. Just our economic package. Now, 20 lakh crores, for those of you that are Western, it's $266 billion. It's close to that number, $266 billion. Now, how is this economic package going to help kickstart the economy that's affected by the COVID-19 crisis? Or shall I say the Chinese virus crisis? Now, let's look into it. So the 20 lakh crores package was announced with another term, a term of self-reliance. Now, I think it's a very calculated move. They have announced the package with calling it Atmanirbhar, self-reliance. I think they're trying to say that India should stop importing so many manufactured goods. We import a lot. I think the last number I saw was $160 billion of imports, just manufactured goods, not oil. I think we import about $150 billion worth of oil every year. $160 billion of manufactured goods, we can make it at home. And that $160 billion will stay at home with our people. When you manufacture something at home, what it means is it creates jobs to the people, which means the people have money. When the people have money, they'll be able to spend. They'll be able to spend within the country, which means other people will make money off of them. Like shopkeepers, rent, water, all this has to come from people's employment. When people are employed, the people that make money will spend it at other places, shops, movie theaters. They have to buy goods, they have to buy, groceries and all of these things. So it's very important for a developing country to keep its money in itself, within itself. Just like if we are a developing family and we're trying to save more money, build some wealth, we're not going to be going out to restaurants and keep eating at the restaurants all the time because, first of all, it's a little bit more expensive or a lot expensive compared to which restaurant you go to than making it at home, right? So if you keep spending at the restaurants, you're not going to have much money by the end of the month. So you have to make your food at home, and whatever else you can make at home, you make it at home. Anything you cannot make, you do not have the ability to make, then you go outside, right? That's what a country must do. A country must have everything at home, right? We're importing too much, so we have to stop imports. So I think that is what the government's main goal is with this huge economic infusion of 20 lakh crores. Now, to improve self-reliance, what are we to do? First, increase manufacturing, help the manufacturing sector. Small businesses, most manufacturing sectors are small businesses, MSMEs, I think it's medium to small scale businesses, right? So they have, I think, announced at least about 60,000 crores, I think, for small business loans. Now, every business needs credit. Otherwise, they won't be able to function, right? They first need credit with which they buy raw materials, they pay their employees, and then they'll be able to manufacture goods and sell them, and then make the money to pay back those loans. So credit is very important for small businesses. So the banks have to give low interest credit. Now, you can see that very clearly. They're trying to do 2 years of interest-free loans to businesses. Now, as a businessman, I know that that'll be a huge help for small businesses. They don't have to worry about anything. They just concentrate on their business. They don't have to pay any interest for 2 years, which means they make a profit. When they make a profit, they can hire more people. When they can hire more people, they grow. Now, when they grow, the country grows. Now, you look into the economic package, we have 3.6 lakh small businesses that can benefit from these loans. And these 3.6 small businesses employ 72 lakh people. For those of you that are Western, that is 7.2 million people will be directly helped by this economic package. 3.6 lakh, that's 3,600 businesses. Right now, India's manufacturing sector is about 13% of the entire GDP. The government's goal is to make that into 25% by 2022. From 13% to 25%. Now that's not easy, which means we will be adding another 22 lakh crores to GDP just by manufacturing. 22 lakh crores just by manufacturing. So that is the goal of the government by 2022. Now that's only 2 years. Depends on how quickly they'll be able to establish the businesses. They might have to change a few more laws in establishing businesses. They have to make it more pro-business. I don't know if they'll be able to achieve it by 2022, but we're definitely heading in the right direction. Manufacturing has already increased 3% of GDP from last year to this year. So that's good. I mean, not as good as China, but China is a authoritarian dictatorship. You know, they snap their fingers and people give up their lands and people move. People just follow the rules. They have no other choice. But we don't have to follow anything. We have a lot of freedoms. So, democracy, it's very tough to get things done. But the government is doing its best, I think, at least better than the last government. Now, coming back to the manufacturing sector. So if we are to cut imports, mainly we'll be cutting imports from China. I think we get about $90 billion worth of goods from China every year. All we're doing is we're giving them $90 billion that they will use against us, right? There should be no doubt in anybody's mind that China is the enemy, right? They do not want anybody else to succeed except them, especially a democracy. They do not want democracies to succeed, so they can show to their people that democracy is a bad idea. So they will not let us grow. So why are we giving them so much money, right? We have to stop all imports from China within the next 2 or 3 years. And this economic package will help improve our manufacturing sector to a position where we don't have to import much. Now, the next thing is we have to be able to attract all the companies that are leaving China. Now there's a huge push even from the American government, the European governments, and every other developed country that they want to be less reliable on China for their imports. So if they don't want China, India is a better option because we're a democracy, we have rule of law, we are not going to steal their technology, we're not going to, we have a lot more intellectual property rights in the country. So this is a much better option for other economies to move their manufacturing into India. So we have to make it more attractive. Now we've already seen the UP government, the Madhya Pradesh government, the Karnataka government are making changes to land acquisition laws. They're making changes to labor laws to be able to attract these companies. Now we have to attract them. Abbott Pharmaceuticals, Apple, Medtronic has already expressed interest. They already have presence in India. They already have some manufacturing in India. Now they want to increase it more, and we need it because we have a lot of unemployed youth. We need to get them jobs. Jobs are very important for youth. It gives them self-respect. It gives them hope towards their future. Otherwise, the country will be really chaotic. So we also have a lot of laws that prohibit building a big manufacturing sector. Like land acquisition is very, very difficult in India, and labor is very difficult. It's very hard to fire people. They have too many unions, which is good, but not for a developing economy. First, we have to develop Then think about all these rights and laws. What is the point of having rights when we don't have money? Right? We can't feed rights to our children. We need to have money. So we first need to make money. So land laws, labor laws, taxation, these have to be reformed to be able to attract more companies leaving China. They were able to attract it because they don't have any of these laws. So we need to remove some and make better laws. Now the US is supporting most of its companies moving into India. Right? The government supports it, but still the companies are going to make their own decision. So we have the trade ministry, I think. Yeah, India's trade ministry is sitting with the government officials and companies from USA and taking their feedback and suggestion as to what they need in India. We need to welcome them. If we're welcoming them, we ask them what they need and we provide it. Maybe provide more than what they need, make it more attractive. Because we also have competition. We're not the only country that they would move to. They have Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia. These are all competing with us. So we're not going to be able to get all those companies, but we should get as much as we can. This infusion of credit, the 20 lakh crores, it's not just for small businesses, it's for agricultural sector. We're also giving free food to a lot of people and a lot of small businesses that are in trouble because of the COVID crisis. They will get short-term loans. Small business, again, is very important in India. It employs 11 crore people. 110 million people are employed by small businesses. So the government has to take every care to make sure these small businesses succeed. They have to succeed if India has to succeed. So in my opinion, it's a great idea. Now we have to see how it pans out. The execution is not going to be easy. They have to work very hard at it. And even we as citizens have to work very hard at it. But so far it's looking very good in my opinion. And this is something India needs, not just for economic development, but also for security. We need to make sure companies leave China and come to India so we can develop and we can improve our military. Because if they keep developing, they will get better military and our security will be in trouble. Right? So we need to make sure those companies leave China and come to India. And our economy has to develop, our military has to develop with it. We have a security threat, don't forget that. We have a big security threat from China. So they keep on claiming more land, more Indian land, so we need to protect ourselves. So in my opinion, this is a good idea, but we have to see how it pans out. We have to see how US and India get along. Our days of strategic autonomy may be coming to an end, and it should come to an end. I mean, we are very sure that China is the enemy, and we're very sure that USA will never be an enemy to us. It's not in their interest. They're so far away, and we're not going to be doing anything to undermine them like China is. So we're not enemies with the West. So we have to stop thinking of them as the enemy, and we have to be clear who our enemies are and who our friends are. So we have to align more with the US, I think. So I congratulate the government for making such a huge decision. This is a big step, and I congratulate the government for recognizing that we need to be more self-reliant. Atmanirbhar is the word of the day. Thank you for watching. I will make more videos about these kind of things. Please subscribe, and if you have any feedback, please leave it in the comments so I can read it and I can help improve my video.